So we have to put on the glasses of Dveikus. Muni Adveikus. We put on the right glasses. In Yechudcha of Aleph, Rebbe Chazor, the word from the Shver, the Ayatz, it said the Teres Chassidus, the Teres Baal Shem, came to the world to say that Avos HaTorah, Avos Yisrael, and Avos Hashem is Kul Echad. That if you don't have, if you say I just love God, I just love Avos Hashem, and I don't have Avos HaTorah, or if you say I have Avos HaTorah but I don't have Avos Yisrael, then you don't have real Ava. You oyev masha oyev. Avos Yisrael is, Alter Rebbe said, what's right? That Avos Yisrael is oyev masha oyev. You love what your lover loves. What's the yisoid of the Avos HaTorah, Avos Yisrael, Avos Hashem? Yisoid Godel in Teres Baal Shem, a very fundamental idea. The Baal Shem brings B'Shem Kadmonim, brings from the Shoin, brings from Rasag. From Sad Yigon Ki Yidua, that the Baal Shem Tov used to say things B'Shem the Rasag, or sometimes the Ramban, and it's not Benimtza. It's not that we don't know such Rasag, but the Pashtas, some type of Ibor or something. And he used to chazar a saying from the Rasag that Etzem Kasha Teufis Miktsasi Teufis B'Chula. In essence, when you hold on to a part of essence, you hold on to the entirety. You can't divide atzmis. You can't divide atzmi. In Giluyim, something that's revealed. So in the world of revelation, let's say there's a Giluy of Shem Hashem, there's a revealing of the name of Hashem. And then there can also be a Magen of Hashem. There can be an Artik, it can be Hashem is not revealed. There could be a Giluy of Shem Elikim, there could be not a Giluy of Shem Elikim. Same also with Ben Adam Chaver, you can reveal a little bit part of yourself. You can speak, you cannot speak. You can emote emotions, you cannot emotions. You cannot emote emotions. The one thing that you can't do is you can't get out of yourself. You're always you. There's always the lefanah, there's always the I. The I can be expressed. I can express a certain emotion. I cannot express emotion, a certain feeling, a certain understanding. But my I is always there. My etzem is always there. The atzmis of something is always there. The essence of something is always there. There could be higher and lower levels of revealing, but that's only in the Galas HaNefesh, in the revealing part of the Nefesh. Avos HaKadosh Baruch Hu means, in Teres Chassidus, Avos HaKadosh Baruch Hu means a person's love to the Eibishter, to Hashem, is to the Atzmis HaKadosh Baruch Hu. I don't love you, God, because you did something nice to me. Because I had a good day. And a good day can mean I made money. A good day can mean I davened well. A good day can mean I learned well. Whatever the good day means. So have Ava. That's Ava Tlui B'Dover. That's an Ava that's dependent on something. If you have a good day, you feel Ava. You don't have a good day? Not so much Ava. Not so much love. What's the Atzmis? What's the Atzmis, the connection? Atzmis connection is Moidani Lufanecha. I'm always Lufanecha. Whether this Lufanecha in front of you is being expressed as Havaya, whether it's Shvisi Hashem, is it Lenegdi? Does it feel like it's Lenegdi, it's against me? And that's the ups and downs. But the Ava, the Atzmius, is always there. And Etzem Kasha, Toiv is when the Toiv is Bikulim. When you touch essence, you're touching the whole thing. There's no division. Etzem is built in the Schalak. And Atzmius, the Rabbi Rashab writes, Etzem is built in the Schalak. Etzem cannot be divided. That's the definition of Etzem. It's a whole. And the whole cannot be divided, so it's always there. And that's really, the Avos HaTorah is the same thing. Avos HaTorah is not the Yishmak, Kiyidua, it's been Machlekes and Rishonim already, Rosh and Haran and Gedarim. But Torah Chassidus, that Torah Lishma means, what does it mean that a person learns Torah Lishma? L'shem Adveikus. I want to connect to you. I don't know if Sheksavis Yahavis. The David should put himself into the Torah. When I learn Torah, I'm connected to you. And that's also Avos Yisrael. What's Avos Yisrael? Avos Yisrael means that the love comes from a place of atzmius. That you don't look at another Yid and say, this person is a Baal Madrega, this person is already a spiritual person, a higher person, so I have a certain amount of respect for them, a certain amount of love. And other person is lower. That the Baal Shem was Mekar of Anashim Pshutim, Shat Anashim Pshutim, the Baal Shem Tov was Mekar of draw closer, up until the Baal Shem Tov. There was what's called a hierarchy. Hierarchy means there was Madregas. If you're privileged to be born to a Rabbanisha family, which are usually the Rabbanisha families in Europe, in Eastern Europe, are all wealthy because money married smart. That's why some people say Jews are smart. And that's the way it worked. So if you look at all the big Doila Achronim, number one, they were all cousins. And number one, they were all rich. Or their parents were rich. Their Amma, their Ashal, their Rizal, they're all cousins, all Lurias. Why? Because it was a very smart family. Rich people like these good Bachim. They became the Gdoli Yisrael. And that's what happened. So what happened to Anoshim Pshutim? Where are all the Anoshim Pshutim? You ask every person around this room, they'll all say, he's an Einikal from Marshal. How many Einikals from Marshal? No Einikals from Marshal? Oh, one. Oh, there you go. Einikals from the Ramah? Oh.
It's the same family.
Exactly, those are the same family. I'm also Einikal from the Marshal God. If you want to know.
It's got a lot of smart people.
Yeah. So then what happens is, what happened to Chaim Yankel, the peddler? What happened to Chaim Yankel, the peddler? He was a peddler, his father was a peddler, his mother was a peddler, his brother was a peddler, his father was a grand. And there were peddlers and shmendniks for the whole 100 years. Once in a while, there was a child that was that mamish that the Rosh Yeshiva said, wow, this guy is, even though he comes from nothing. You know, I once told you a story, but when the Rebbe was saying, the Rebbe Rashab opened the yeshiva of Lubavitch, Time Chatmim, so it was the first Chassidish yeshiva. Pshat is there was Kloisen, and they learned in the Chdorim, but a proper yeshiva with like a yeshiva, like Volozhin, the first yeshiva in the world was Lubavitch. And from Russia and Ukraine, all the Bachim that had some connection to Chassidus, they were not necessarily Lubavitch. Their parents sent them there because that was only Chassidish yeshiva. Either you went to Volozhin, or you went to Lubavitch. There was no other yeshiva to go to, proper yeshiva. And most of them came not from Lubavitch families, but from Chassidish families. They wanted the kids to learn, and also to learn up Darkei Chassidus. And unfortunately, like I just said, there are two things that always get the Bach into yeshiva. What's the two things? Money or yichus. Those are the two things. And Lubavitch is unfortunately not different. But that's every yeshiva the way it was. Certainly Amal. Some people say, yeah. So Akitzer, my Zayda Rav Mayar came to Lubavitch. He was a very smart Bach. He was a big genius, a big Talmud Chacham. He's a Chassidische Bacher. But nicht gar kein Yichus, nicht gar kein Geld. He had nothing. No Yichus, no money. And he came to get Fahed. And he came with lapis, his coat had like these big pieces of, a person that looked like patches. Obviously, he was a very poor boy. And the Rebbe Rayatz was the Faher. He used to Faher the Bach before he got into yeshiva. He was the Manal. So the Rayatz Fahered him, and he saw that he didn't know how to learn. But he's trying to fish out who he is, because obviously, he has no money. That's very clear. But after come to him, maybe his father's upset to get after yichus. So he's like trying to be very nice. He can't tell the person I talked. It's not so nice. So he starts like hinting, suggesting. Maybe you can tell where you come from. So Isaiah was a smart boy. He said, Yechudcha Zayda, the God will be so. He said, who's it? Rav or Kasdan. But he said it out of context. So the Rayatz didn't necessarily chap exactly what he said. He was thinking it's a godel that lives some shik who's Avram Kasdan. He came to the Rashab, and he was telling me the different bacher that came today to fire. He said one bacher came, he's a very good bacher, but he doesn't have money, that's for sure. But as up, they come from Grace Yichus. He comes from Rav Kasdan. He says, it's Taka Grace Ayachsen. He says he's a smart kid. We should let him in. So he got in. But Bechlal is what happened before this. That's what happened. So the bottle was a bottle, and the Wasserträger was a Wasserträger. The person that carried water, he carried water. His father carried water. Zayda carried water. And they carried water, and they're still carrying water. Came along the Baal Shem and said, wait a second. If Avas Atir, Avas Yisrael, Avas Kadosh Baruch Hu is to the Atzmius, Anil Fanecha, if the Tayerkeit of a Yid, the preciousness of a Jew, is because of his Etzman Neshama, so what's the chilik between one person and another person? That's in Geluyim. That's in the world of revealing. This person is smarter, this person is less smart. This person comes to money, this doesn't come to money. But if you're talking about the Etzman Neshama, the level of before even Tahiri, what's the difference? I mean, Neshama is lichtek. And not only every Neshama is lichtek, every Neshama is a chelik of the kalam mal mamash. But if you understand the nekuda of atzmius, of etzem, so etzem means it always is. That a Yid's connection to Alakus is always, it's permanent. It doesn't matter what a person does and doesn't do. I'm not saying you should do what you do. You should listen to that. I'm saying no matter if you do. That there's always a connection. This also becomes relevant also to every single thing you do. Because in Olam HaGiluyim, in the world of revealing, of revealed connection, it's Ein Adoima. You can't compare a person that is sitting and learning Torah to a person taking out the garbage. This guy came home and his wife told him to take out the garbage. And he's never schlepping to the corners, he schlepped out the garbage. And meanwhile, his friend is sitting and harving on a ktsas, or even a shtikl chassidus. In the world of Geluyim, the world of revealing, one person is Gival, the other person is Dabach Vasateraga. That comes out from the world of Geluyim. But if Tak, there's these galas. There's that the idea is to reveal the atzmis alakus in this world. And not only is b'chol ma'asecha yid l'shem shamayim. B'chol ma'asecha l'shem shamayim means that I'm doing something now for the purpose of something else. So there's no inherent value in what I'm doing right now. So why am I doing it? I'm doing it l'shem shamayim. Like the Rambam writes, that hoyu v'aguf bor v'shol medarka avaya, darka Hashem hu. Since in order to serve the Eibusha correctly, you need to be healthy. So you need to eat. You need to eat correctly. But there's no tachlis in the eating in itself. There's no. It's only a means to an end. I eat, so I have strength to learn. So what am I eating? I'm only eating to get strength. But if there's a gila of the atzmiyus, in the Torah of atzmiyus, there's no difference between a means and an end. Every means is an end. There's no means and an end. You're not now living for something else. If I say it's a dakastik avodah zarah, it's bedakas avodah zarah. Why? Because elam period, separation. If I say that there's no tachlis in my moment right now, and the tachlis is only in a minute from now, that means the Eibush is not nimtza in here. The commander brings down B'Shem Baal Shem, a big chiddush, that if a person's toya b'tfilasei, so generally a person makes a mistake, don't say Al V'Yavi, you have to say over Shmanas. The shayla, the commander means a kipshutei, la'alacha, but not, if it means it literally or not, it's another big deal. But he writes that you should only do it with machshava. You shouldn't do b'dibur. Why? You shouldn't repeat it with speech. You should only repeat it with thoughts. Why? Because if you say that I just daven shmanas, I just davened. I spent 10 minutes davening, and it was l'shav. It was a waste of davening because I have to daven over. It means to say that 10 minutes I wasted my time, and that 10 minutes the lakus was not nimtza. How could that be? How's it possible to say? We talked about this already. The highest level of tshuva is not to do tshuva. But this idea is if you're gonna say that this 10 minutes you didn't have a lakus, Shaktis is saying that there was a time that was separated from the Eibishter. It's a pillar of the Gevurah. It's a pillar of the Gevurah, but it's a very deep, subtle form of Achtas Hashem. What's Achtas Hashem? Torah Saxis wants to build the Achtas Hashem. Achtas Hashem is Atzmius. So if the Atzmius, then every single thing is the end. There's no L'Shem Shamayim. It's B'chol Derchecha De'eu. B'chol Derchecha De'eu in Torah Baal Shem is very different than L'Shem Shamayim. Shem Shamayim means I'm doing this for the purpose of getting there. B'chol Derchecha De'eu means in every single Derchecha, and the Gemara says in Brachas that this is a pasuk that a lot of Kufiyat Torah is totally by. It's a Gevaldik pasuk. B'chol Derchecha De'eu means da, hey vav, da, hu. Pshat is, what does it mean? I know Yud Kei Vav Kei. I know I'm Mischabet Elokus in every single thing. Madam Yad Eschabet, Das is Chibur. And every single thing that I'm doing, it's not a means to an end, it's an end in itself. It's an atzmistic thing. If it's an atzmistic thing, I'm not taking, if your wife tells you to, I don't know if your wife tells you, but if Lamazan, it's Matzah Shabbos. You do the dishes, Matzah Shabbos. So there's a school, by the way, to wrap your talas, Matzah Shabbos. You ever heard the school of Shalom Bayis? Yeah? This everyone's makbid on. The talas everyone's makbid on. So once wrote to the Rebbe that he has a kpod, his wife tells him he has to do the dishes or something, and he wants to go fold his talis, kedasi kedin. This is Shalom Bayis, and his wife wants him to do the dishes. I told him the biggest Shalom Bayis is you do the dishes. But after you do the dishes, you can also fold your talis. So let's say someone tells you, I need you to do the dishes. There's no you don't want to do the dishes, right? Obviously, I hope maybe you do. I don't know, but let's say, what do you want? You want the dishes to be clean. It's a different thing. So you have, let's say, it takes 7 minutes to clean the dishes. So you're waiting to get to the 7th minute when all the dishes. Whatever. It's gay. We'll figure it out. The point is, you need to get for half hour. You need to get to the point. You want to get to the end. You don't have to do dishes so well. It's not, you just put it away. Everyone thinks it's good. The point is, you want to get to the end. You don't want to go through the process. So what is your mind thinking? You're nervous now. You're upset. You're trying to do it quick. Your mind is roaming 1,000 ways. Because I just need to get to the end. I'm not there. Comes along to Chassidus and says, that's kfira. That's hepech achtas Hashem. You're saying that there's a metzias and I'm doing something now that doesn't have a lukus. And I only want to get to a tachlis. And that's why there's in Torah Chassidus, in Torah Ari, not to get into deep, but in Torah Ari there's a lot of type of yichudim. There's a type of yichudim the person has to do. And most of the yichudim are connected to mitzvahs. Say nanuim or other big mitzvahs you do, the certain kavanas, certain intentions. And then sometimes speaks about like more mundane things. But the only place that you find yichudim in relieving yourself is Torah Chassidus. Baal Shem has a whole Torah Yichud, what a person has to do. Why? Because if you can't find a lukus there, then it's not atzmius. Then your connection is to revelation. Your connection is to Giluyim. What's Giluyim? Giluyim means that this is a revealed place of Hashem's presence. And in a Beis HaKisei, in a bathroom, there's no revealed presence of Hashem.
I think the Gemara says that one of the Tanaim or Amoraim was so medactic in the bathroom that he was able to be pull his shoes. The Gemara tells something, no?
No, it's because he waited. No, that's yeah, I know what you're talking about.
No, I'm saying
because he waited, he was slow.
But meaning that
right.
What you do there can impact
pull
your shoes through.
It's because he waited and it's time. I'll say, hey, it's time. It's not mamish the thing in itself, but it's connected to it. That the every single detail in your life, every single product in your life is kedusha. Has the potential of kedusha. In the world in the world of Giluyim, there's a difference between one place and another place, between one time and another time. But in the world of Atzmius, in the world of Etzem, every single time, every single place, every single person, Basher Sham, is connected. And you say you have obviously so for the Atzmius of a Yid, or you even the kamoicha of the self. If you're talking about the world of Giluyim, sometimes you're in a better place, sometimes you're in a worse place. Sometimes you're feeling good, sometimes you're not feeling good. Sometimes you're feeling another person good in a good place, sometimes you're not feeling the other person. But in the world of Etzem, there's always the same. Etzem is built in Mishtana. It's built in Mishtana, it's built in Mischalak, it can't change, it can't be divided. It always is. So this is what it means to have, instead of looking at the world and the way before, there's a word Chassidim used to say, early Chassidim, that before the Baal Shem, the Rebbe's given Elend, or the Chassidim are given Elend, the Talmidim are given Elend. Elend means lonely. Why is it lonely? Because when there's a hierarchy, when there's an up and a down, and a higher and a lower, then the higher is always lonely. And the lower is in a lower place, so he's lonely in his own loneliness. And the higher is lonely in his own place. But this is a place of Giluyim. This is a place of Giluyim. Chaim Eden. Chaim. Chaim.